This next one, we go back to 1878, and Robert Harris was born in Islington. What's he got to do with anything? Wait and see. Brought up in Islington, gets married, and his wife is ill, and he takes her to the seaside to recuperate, because they didn't have antibiotics back then or anything like the modern medicines, not the significant collection of medicines that we've got nowadays. And brisk sea air was something that was worthwhile. And like Mr. Bartholomew, much more recently, who was half of a duo, a comic duo with their own Christmas programme and so on and so forth, he changed his name. Peter knows who I'm talking about.
I know who Monologue is.
Eric Morecambe.
Yes.
He took the name of the place that he was born in. Yeah. Robert Harris became Robert Patrick Weston. They'd gone to Weston-super-Mare.
Oh, right.
That's how the name comes into being. There was a performing duo called Conway and Weston before he went back to Twickenham. A big house which had his son and his two daughters in eventually. And the meeting of Weston and Lee took place. He was, by 1901, he had his name down as a songwriter in the census. And this particular one is 1902, and it's with Frank W. Carter, and it tells the story of a menagerie, you could call it, which is all sorts of things, as you will see. I'm the owner of a twopenny show, and once it was unique, with crocodiles and animals and every kind of freak, and people came from miles around to see the great menagerie. But now all that's gone to pot, oh what a catastrophe. The waxworks started rehearsed, for on a winter's day they sat by the side of the fire and melted clean away. The Salvation Army claimed the Zulu chief. The fasting lady choked herself by eating Yankee beef, and when I told the crocodile, he began to laugh. He opened his tatey track so wide, he giggled himself in half. Oh, our show, it's driving me off my crust. The fat girl's got a puncture and her air balloons are bust. The clown to chaff, he struggles hard, not half. But only one of the poor hyenas ever attempts to laugh. The man, the magic man that conjured with a borrowed watch and chain has disappeared with someone's watch and hasn't come back again. The lion tamer can't perform, he hasn't got the breath. His wife, you know, comes in the show and frightens the man to death. An hard-trick bicyclist, he can't sit on his bike. He sat on top of the porcupine and now he's got the spike. The fat boy got eaten by the Hottentots. The spotted lady had a bath and washed off all the spots. And the bearded lady, it's a fact upon my life, has collared the skeleton's trousers and gone back to his lawful wife. Oh, our show, it's driving me quite insane. The boneless man's turned up in knots and can't get out again, and now you see we've got no chimpanzee. The police have collared the monkey and they reckon they've captured me. The man that used to swallow swords does nothing now but moan. This morning while at lunch he went and swallowed a mackerel bone. The zebra quarrelled with the double-jointed cow. She chewed his football jersey off, he's only a donkey now. The lion-faced lady was a draw without a shout, until some of them terrible boys started pulling her whiskers out. And some dirty person acted most unkind. He took our performing fleas away and left the other sort behind. When I go to Windsor to King Edward, don't you see, you reckon I'm having him on the yacht without a performing flea? Oh, our show, it's driving me quite, it's terrible upon my soul. The elephant's packed his trunk and the hare's climbed up the pole. The kangaroo has hopped it from the zoo and all the camels have got the hump. And so is your rumble too.